and they want their woman to know how to satisfy them.
I feel like we can teach them that. I just don't really. If a girl's like super attractive and she just kind of does what we want, like we don't really need her to know how to do the Gluck Gluck 9000.
I don't think a woman's value goes down because of her body.
Let me ask you a question. How many bodies you got then?
I'm not answering that.
Oh! Why do you not want to answer? Because you know deep down your value is intimately tied to how many sexual partners you had when it comes to finding a man.
No, if I could ensure that my parents wouldn't see this, then I would say my body count.
Oh, so why do your parents care then?
They're very culturally traditional.
Why has it been a tradition for women that are promiscuous to not be respected?
That's the patriarchy.
What do you guys think about that clip?
I mean, I don't know what I don't know what provoked this conversation. I feel like I need to see more of that episode, but I feel like it kind of depends on like what you want. Because I mean, if I were a guy and the women like never slept with anybody, I'd be like, well, this girl sucks in bed.
Well, I think
it's going to take me forever to train her.
There's a difference between 2 and 200.
I would want a free freak so she already knows what to do. So I don't need to like train her, and she's already likes the things I like, and maybe can show me a thing or two, or it's just that's just like me.
Christiana, do you think men prefer that they're more interested in a woman who is skilled sexually, or more interested in a woman who hasn't been with a lot of men? What do you think most men are like?
Most men, it's tough. Well, I don't think most men could realistically handle being with a woman who's been experienced.
Okay.
Like very experienced.
Yeah.
Because I think it comes from like a security.
Okay, maybe it's
issue.
insecurity. Do you think if we looked at it statistically that women who've been with a lot of men are more or less likely to cheat? What do you think?
More or less likely to cheat?
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know.
I think they're more likely to cheat.
They're more likely to cheat if they've been with more men before. Is that what you
because
think?
they're not satisfied enough because they've been with more men versus a woman who hasn't been with more men.
Nice. Here's just a hypothesis. What if when there's an oxytocin release and when women have sex with men that men don't always have with women? So men can have non-contextual sex. And if you don't believe me, watch pornography. It's pretty obvious that they can. Women on the other hand, pornography. Women on the other hand, they're gonna have a dopamine release. So let's just say throughout your history, before you met the man of your dreams, who's number 10, 1 through 9, you had a dopamine release with each one of them, and there's an experience that still is imprinted on you and may be harder for you to want to settle because you can always remember those previous experiences. Does that make sense? Would that be possible?
I have a fun fact for you because I took like yoga classes in Mexico.
Yeah.
And she taught me that whoever you have sex with stays in your system, in your cell system for 7 years.
Oh, even if you use a condom?
Microchimerism.
Yeah, yes. You know what I'm talking about. Right?
Incredible.
Smart.
I don't believe in any of that.
I don't either. I was just going to say the jury's still out on that.
Chimera is not a real thing. Okay, anyway, so what do you think about that whole situation?
Yeah, I agree with her.
You think it's just the patriarchy?
Yeah, I do.
So it shouldn't be a thing that men look at?
No, absolutely not.
No. Why do you think men do that?
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. They just I think they feel insecure,
okay.
If you've been with a lot of men.
Well, I guess what the question is, do you think so when you say patriarchy, that's societal, or do you think it's genetic?
I think it's societal.
You think it's societal?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so the only reason why I was saying that, there's a book right behind Crystal. It's called The Evolution of Desire. There's another book, The Evolutionary Psychology Textbook. And they do a survey of 37 different cultures. And every one of these cultures, and some of them are in like Inuit Indian, some of them are in Papua New Guinea, some of them are in the Andes. And all of them, in every one of the cultures, men are more concerned with a woman's body count than the other way around. So that would mean it's genetic. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. That would mean that like throughout history, men have been more concerned because of paternity uncertainty about whether or not
the kid's theirs.
Whether or not the kid is theirs.
Paternity of the kid.
The other issue is, like I said before, is the GSS survey that came out where women would have 230% more sexual partners. Those are the ones who cheated. So they look at women who cheated and women who didn't cheat. The women who cheated had 230% more sexual partners. So
by rate of comparisons.
Well, back in the old days, the kings used to kill their wives if they cheated.
You're speaking specifically of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn.
Yes.
Okay, that wasn't like not all of them did that. Okay,
those fucking kings.
Yes. God damn. He did not kill Catherine of Aragorn, and he did not kill his first wife. His last wife.
I have a question for you as someone that's like bisexual. Like, body count with girls or body count with guys?
You're bisexual. You're bisexual. Let's make that sure.
Wait, hold on.
So if you're asking me, like if a girl has sex with a girl, your body count goes down 1. That's the way I look at it. It goes down 1. Yes.
Really?
It deletes
Damn,
one.
It deletes one. If you hook up with a girl, it goes down 1.
Right, go.
I mean, I'm tired of this fucking bullshit about your body count, this body count. Because,
Thank you. Me too.
Because the whole thing is you men, what's your body count? Your body count is a lot.
Super high. Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
And there's
not me. I'm just saying in general in life.
Oh, right. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it's like, you get with men and they want their woman to know how to satisfy them. I mean, maybe you guys want to mold them too.
I feel like we can teach them that. I just don't really. If a girl's like super attractive, I don't know if you two guys agree with me. If a girl's super attractive and she just kind of does what we want, it's really attractive. Like, we don't really need her to know how to do the Gluck 9000, right? And in fact, for her to learn how to do the Gluck 9000 would take like 1 day.
Yes.
It wouldn't be something that would take that long to learn. It's not like learning, like if I was trying to get you to do the equations for quantum mechanics, that takes a couple days.
There's a lot of guys who may not want to teach and maybe just want to sit back and relax and enjoy all her skills.
I'm sure there's a clip for this, but Andrew Dice Clay, part of his comedy, his stand-up comedy bit, one time he was like asking these couple in the audience, he fucks with people in the audience, right? Yeah. He says, hey, you guys a couple? Yeah, she looks pretty good. Yeah, these guys like, yeah. He's like, she love you? She loyal to you? The guy's like, yeah. And he goes, does she suck a good? And he's like, yeah, she does. He goes, I suppose the next question is, how do you think she got that way?
Oh my God.
Obviously.
And that was like from like the 80s, and I remember that, and I go, he's got a point there.
He's got a point.
Yeah, because it's like you didn't put your flag on the moon or anything like that. And I think really what it comes down to is there's maybe it's because we live in this like sort of social media fueled society right now, because everybody is in everybody's business right now. So there's this constant and it's always on. You can't turn it off, right? You log on to social media, it's there. Yeah. So it's like turning the TV on and turning it off. And most people don't want to turn social media off. You can turn TV off quicker than you can turn social media off. But the problem with it is that we have such easy access to it right now. And so everybody wants to ask everybody, what's your body count? What's your body count? And the problem with that is like the guys who don't fuck are having the biggest problem with the guys who do fuck.
Yeah.
Because the guys who do fuck are the guys who don't really care whether or not you have a really high body count or not. Yeah, because they're getting laid no matter what, and they don't care.
Also, if I don't care about being in a relationship, I remember in my 20s, like, in fact, forget the 20s, the beginning of the whole pickup artist movement. There was never a discussion about body count or her political affiliation. That was something that came later. Now, I'll tell you, I'm like not judgmental about it. I'm still discerning. Like a woman with a 500 body count, I just don't think I could marry. I'm just like, it's not likely she's going to stay loyal to me. So I understand that. I can be discerning without being judgmental. But, it's just one of these situations. So like, for instance, when we said before, in all these 37 cultures, men preferred women with lower body counts or were more concerned with it than the other way around. Women are more concerned with a man's ability to procure resources, about 2 to 1. They're more interested in that. Men, again, my girlfriend was a bartender. She did not make a ton of money when I met her. Didn't care how tall she was. I didn't really care how old she was, and I did not care how much money she made. Those were not considerations for me whatsoever. But when you have that, there's this one big difference, and that is when women see men that other women find attractive, they find that man attractive. That's not just humans, by the way. Several species of mammals and birds also do the same thing. But the other way isn't necessarily true. When we see a woman who other men find attractive, we don't find her more attractive. We find her attractive contextually by basically the way she looks. Does that make sense? Which might be a reason, because women have this thing, it's called mate choice copying. It works in one direction, not the other. When mate choice copying, that might be the reason why women don't care as much about a man's body count. And obviously, when you listen to Adolfo Tex, or if you go listen to Mr. Beast and they go out, or How to Beast, and they go and ask women, what do you care about a body count? No, what's body count's too high? And by the way, let's do that here real quick. I'm very curious with this audience. What for a man, if you were going to date a man, is there a body count that's too high from him?
And for the people at home, let's remember everyone is in some way affiliated with the industry.
Yes. Domo, is there a guy you would date where a body count's too high for a man?
No, I mean, if he has like multiple girlfriends at the same time, I might be a little like
concurrent. But
like,
Tiffany, what do you think? Is there a level that's too high?
I don't ask questions. I don't know. I don't want to know.
You are making my point for me, Sam. What about you?
I mean, no, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It makes no difference. What about you, Cindy?
I don't care about their past.
If your dude had was notched 500, you wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care because I love him the way he is. I don't ask questions.
Christiana, what do you think?
Yeah, I always assume it's higher than mine, and I don't know what mine is, but I just always assume it's higher.
Okay, ready?
Wait. And Melina over here at the end of the table is like, I don't give a flying.
I don't care about men, whatever, whatsoever. Have you